But who shall parcel out the white participate of its dream, where your face burns and tickles with the cobwebs, and the ghostly, creamy-colored little tree of leaves is alive with filiations, shuttlings. I'm Amy Talluto, and I have done an installation in the Habitat for Artists shed called Collage Demands Chaos. The installation inside is bits of collage, painted paper and canvas that are all separate little bits and bobs that I collect to make collages, but instead of making a collage, I've exploded them upon the walls, so it feels like a little collage bomb went off in there, and they're all over the walls. Up until this year, I've really been a painter, so I make paintings, and they hang on a wall, and they go in a gallery, and this is the first time I've ever tried an installation at all, so it was a big experiment, and I enjoyed so much the idea of bringing people into my process and not just showing them the finished product, but really showing them the full experience of what it takes, what it's like to make a collage, the visual field of chaos, and finding and picking things out of that chaos to make a new meaning. And I hope that the viewer can have the experience of being in like a collage studio where you're seeing chaos, lots of pieces and things from everywhere else, but your mind and your eyes starts to make compositions and beautiful moments with them. I started doing it during the pandemic when I was home with my son, and it was a way to reuse and recycle things that had failed. So paintings that had failed, or palettes, paper from my oil paintings could be cut up, and everything became recyclable. So it made me think that failure didn't exist anymore. Generally, when you think of collage, you think of people using things like ephemera, things from popular culture, for example, magazines, newspapers. But there's also artists that use collage, for example, like Matisse, who would paint papers and then tear that up and make arrangements through his own painted papers. I am more like Matisse in the way that only in the way that I paint my papers. Sometimes it's a painting I've tried that has failed, oil on canvas, or gouache, which is a watercolor on paper, or sometimes I make the painted papers for the collage specifically. And then I have this mountain of things, cut up pieces of failed paintings. I have colored papers that I've painted. I sometimes even have the palettes that I've used for my other paintings cut up. And all those things swirl together on my table, and I kind of just see them coalesce into a collage. It's very surprising, and it feels very magical because I'm not really controlling the process. And I also enjoy creating cento poems, which are collage poems, where you take lines from other poems and put them together and create a new meaning that way. And it was a chance for me to really show that as well, because I don't usually show that in any way. It's just sort of something I do on my own. And then for the public, I guess I really just wanted them to come into a collage studio and kind of see how it is to make a collage. People would come in and find areas they thought looked good together and compose with their photos, and so they had the experience of forming a collage. And a lot of people were really excited to try poetry again after learning about the centos. Through the generosity of ArtPort Kingston, I was able to have a workshop inside during Memorial Day weekend, and children could come and collage with their parents and experience collage in that way as well. I'm really grateful to Habitat for Artists and ArtPort Kingston for giving me a chance to try installation. I've never done it before, and it was a really exciting experience. It was such a wonderful experiment, and I hope to do more in the future. It opened up many doors for me in terms of what what projects I could do in the future. So it was a very positive and exciting time, and I loved interacting with the people of Kingston too, and helping them make their own collages.